What's up, guys? I'm back. So let's get this cracking. Whew, it's been a crazy day. So when I first start these videos, there's nobody, and then eventually, people start chiming in. Let's see, here we go. One person in the house. One person, one like. All right, 5 people in the house. Here we go. Here we go. What's up, Chase? So, guys, I want to talk about keto fails because the data on why is very interesting. What's up, everyone? Alma and Keto Muscle and Jessica. You guys are the ones first saying hello. Hi from Alaska. Never been there. I think I need to put this up a bit. So I'm actually on my Instagram all the time, which is why the height of this has to change because the phone has to be this way and this way on YouTube. And much needed topic to discuss, yes. So let's get this going. What's up, Lulu Lime? Is it in Graybill from Ohio in Utah? Okay. So guys, I thought I would do this subject. It's kind of obvious to me, but it's not obvious to you guys. And so I keep forgetting to kind of like really put energy on the thyroid, the adrenals, pancreas, gallbladder. But when you title these videos, they won't allow you to put all those words until when I'm done, and then I put it back. I go onto my laptop and then I can add more words to the title. So it's not just going to be about the thyroid, it's also going to be about the freaking gallbladder and people's hypoglycemia and the gut. And the gut. So I've been doing a lot of research based on the experimentation I've been doing on my keto course Facebook group. So I've done this group now for 2 years. I never talked about it in the beginning, but now I'm starting to talk about it. And you sign up through my website, which is stephanieperson.com. My Instagram is Stephanie Ketogenic. Why I have so many names, I don't know. Because I'm now 50. I'm officially 51, guys. I'm no longer 50. I'm now 51. And I've been in ketosis over 10 years and no refeeds. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about it. Love from North Carolina. What's up, everyone? Okay, so I want to, I do these consultations every day. And in the individual's mind, they think they've done everything. But as soon as, 30 seconds into, and I take notes, right? Taking notes, 30 seconds into them describing what's going on, I start pinging all the problems they can't see. So I did a consultation today with a lovely person who was having a tablespoon of fat per meal. I was like, what? And this person's like, yeah, I've been watching your videos. I was like, no. Tablespoon is going to put you at 45 grams of fat for the whole day if you have 3 meals, and that's just not enough. But I want to talk about the different reasons why people fail, and then I want to talk about the different systems like the thyroid and understanding Hashis and hypothyroidism, and people who've got issues with their gallbladder, the biliary system between the liver and the gallbladder. You know, guys are having kidney stones and problems with plants. So I'm going to talk a lot more about the problems with plants. And I have for years, but I'm diving more into it now because the experimentation, because the hype of the carnivore diet, and me trying to get people to do, I'm trying not to have people who go full carnivore. I'm trying to see if I can rotate their foods. Some people, it's impossible, and you just got to cut all of it out. Just get rid of it for now, till you heal that gut wall. Okay, so the reasons, I'm going to go down the list of the different reasons why people fail on keto. And so obviously to be successful, it would be the opposite of the failures. Okay. Number 1, you guys have the wrong macros. Well, now let's rewind. Number one, you actually are doing keto for the wrong reason. You're doing keto for weight loss, and keto is not about weight loss. Sorry, guys. So I'll talk about lectins later. Oops. And focus, phone, stupid S9. There. Great quality. Don't like their new focus, technology. So I gotta remember to drink water because I always forget. And watch the time so I don't overtalk. So the first thing that people do is they don't have that discussion with themselves. Why are you doing this? You want to lose weight? If you want to lose weight, what kind of weight do you want to lose? Do you want to lose muscle? Do you want to lose water? Do you want to lose body fat? I presume you want to lose body fat, but a lot of you tend to lose muscle and water before you actually lose that much fat. So ask the question why you want to do this trend now, because you guys, I've been on the internet talking years and years and years and years about keto when it was very unpopular. The days where I used to go, energy, 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 and get made fun of it for that now. What's up, everyone? Like up the stream. Yes, you guys, don't forget to like up the stream. Because there's 80-something people in here and only 24 likes. What's up? You guys, like up the stream. Looks good from here. Okay. So, that's the first problem, is that all these consultations with people, and then when you start, I have people give me a brief summary of the background, like why they want to do keto. This isn't a consultation. Why they want to do it, and then any type of metabolic derangement, inflexibility, just give me the list. And then all of a sudden they start describing, well, I tried keto this long ago, I really was this weight, and I want to lose weight, and I start realizing that they have a lot of health issues, that they're not really putting energy on their health issues, they're putting energy on their weight loss. And remember that energy? Still here. So essentially, that's the biggest problem, because if you're doing it for fat loss, you're not going to lose. You're not going to lose fat. I mean, if you're doing it it's not going to happen. It's just not, because there's like this guy today, what is he, 34 now, and he's like doing keto, and he's doing keto the wrong way, and he's like, I just really want to get rid of the fat here, and he's in his 30s, and he grabs his skin. It was super loose. It was loose all the way around, which I thought was really strange. And he said, now he's like, I can't get rid of the fat right here, so I've been doing intermittent fasting. And I've known this guy for like 2 years, and I was looking at him like, well, how long have you been intermittent fasting? He's like, 4 weeks. And I was like, you look horrible. You look like shite. Right. He's like, no, it's like, I look good. I was like, no, you don't. You need a new mirror, son. Okay, but I'm digressing. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that you guys have to understand the macros, the amount, the quality of food, and the timing of your food, because that's a huge problem for a lot of you guys. And people are like, I'm just so busy. I just don't have time to get it in. And Jessica's like, hit the like button. Said we believe that we want when it comes to weight loss. Yes. So the problem is that people are grabbing little things they hear on the internet, and then voila, trying to do keto from it, and it's not working. And that's why the retention rate are these dumb videos about, maybe I'll change the title of this video. Keto is dangerous. You can't do it for very long. I should title it why you can't do keto for very long, and just use it as some sort of clickbait, but really talk about the subject. So the reason why there's only 5% retention rate is because most people do it wrong. They just do it wrong. And I'm talking to this guy. He's been doing keto over a year. This is a guy in my gym, and I actually told him about it. He never asked me any really direct questions. He's doing his own research. He's looking at bro science guys who are on exogenous things, who look great, and he's getting their information from them, and as the years pass, he doesn't look good. So a lot of you guys have to learn about your own physiology and your own biology. So you need to maybe do some tests, like you need to figure out if you've got any gallbladder issues prior to doing keto. You have to figure out if you have any food sensitivities or allergies, any digestive issues, if you're constipated, if your stool is floating. Like, all of this stuff matters before you even start. True story. You guys need a glucometer. I don't know how many times I keep telling people to get a glucometer. I told the guy today who's intermittent fasting, he's like, but like intermittent fasting's supposed to drop your insulin. And I was like, well, not if you have a physiological insulin resistance rebound. And because I coach thousands of people, this happens all the time when people are fasting and the brain's like, I don't know how to make ketones and I only know how to make glucose. So I'm going to go into the tool shed and I'm going to go into gluconeogenesis and I'm going to break those amino acids down and I'm going to spike your blood sugar very, very high, and you haven't eaten any carbs at all. And then when your blood sugar shoots up too high, now the insulin's high. Now your insulin is high and you haven't eaten any carbs. And you're fasting. Y'all, if the body could be that simple, that you could just not eat and you would have like perfect like clearance and detoxification and your insulin is like perfect, that'd be awesome. So I told the guy today, if you're going to fast, do nothing. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, well, you're fasted now and you're at the gym. And look how flabby you look. And you hit it. You hit it. So the reason why people fail is the obsession. And I literally mean it is an obsession to get shredded. So the guy tells me today, I want to be paper thin lean. And this is a person who's trying to act. And I was like, and so I knew how to mess with his mind. I was like, but then you'll have wrinkles. He's like, He's like, I want to be 4% body fat. And I said, well, you look like a concentration camp victim. And you're going to get a lot of wrinkles on your face. He's like, well, I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is do keto to try to fix your metabolic derangement, because all of you have it. And then after that, you can start to get your macros in the correct amount, right? The types of foods, the amounts, and the timing of your food according to the circadian rhythm. And yes, it is that picky. Yes. So the reason why you guys have to eat kind of fat throughout the day when you first start doing keto is because you're going to teach the body to stop using glucose or going into gluconeogenesis. See, because we can make blood sugar without eating a drop of carbohydrates. Okay, and that's the reason why we've got enough blood sugar for our red blood cells, which is why a lot of people with thyroid conditions wonder if they can do keto, if they have hypothyroidism, or if they're in full-blown Hashis. They're wondering, is this okay for thyroid sufferers? And I'm like, of course, of course. Well, I need enough glucose for my red blood cells. Well, you've got that. That's not a problem. Can ketogenesis heal the thyroid? Oh, yes, honey. Yes, if you do it the right way. But I beg to say over 90% of y'all are doing it the wrong way because you're doing it to lose weight. And then nobody has patience. Like trying to heal the body, watching hair grow. People want results now. People want to lose weight. Ooh, drop my ring. People want to lose weight like watching a page load slow on your cell phone or on your device. When you're watching the ball spin, like you lose your mind if you're not losing weight fast enough. So then people become more strict and drop their fat and up their protein because they're starving. And they're like, yes, it's fabulous. I'm like, I'm not eating fat because fat makes me fat and eating protein doesn't. Guess what, people? Protein is going to make you more fat than the fat is. Too much protein is going to make you fat. So the reason that is like, you want to do this over time forever, you have to be really, really, really smart with this. And even the carnivore people have to be really smart into. Now, when I first videoed the carnivore diet, I hadn't done as much research on the people actually doing it. And I realized that I was just dealing with the people that I was coaching. So the reality is that you guys need to eat enough fat. So you're trying to drive ketone production that is viable. To do that, you have to eat enough fat, right? And then the liver has to convert that into energy that can go into your Krebs cycle and into the brain. And if you've been living on carbs your whole life, it doesn't know how to do that. So you have to teach it how to use ketones. Now, we've been making ketones our entire life. You can just not eat all day and make ketones, but the body doesn't know how to use them. So that's why people with a glucometer will do keto, and they'll have their ketones at a 0.5, which I said in the last live stream, 0.5 ketones. Glucose, even if the glucose is in the 70s or 90s, you don't feel well. You're either blood sugar too high or blood sugar hypoglycemic and you don't feel well. So the timing of your food is critical as to not create, if you have an underlying issue with your thyroid, underlying issue with your balancing of your blood glucose, which most of you do. Today, I'm at the gym. I talk to it's mostly guys at gyms, right? Especially in the weight room. A 25-year-old is telling me, this is another person now, a 25-year-old is like, he's looking a little tired. I was like, so what's going on? He's like, how are you doing? So I was like, so did you have a pre-workout? He's like, yeah. I'm like, why? You're 25. And he's like, I just didn't have enough energy. And I'm like, but you're 25. Like, I'm 26 years older than you, bruh. I was like at 26, you weren't even born. Okay. The fat is a lever. Sounds like some bro science garbage. Anyway, so you have to contextualize that question because I've never even heard that statement. It just sounds just by the look of it ridiculous. So the problem is, I tried to explain to him his energy system is off, and why is he going through an energy crisis? So you guys are like so worried about fat loss or weight loss, actually. And you're not considering like why you don't have energy. Why must you have a pre-workout? When you go to the gym, I am 51, bruh. Let's go. I'm done with the gym and I still got energy. I woke up at 5:30 this morning and I still have energy. So we have to break down why you have these problems. Bam. So we kind of got to figure out what's really going on in our lives. People don't realize that they're not sleeping. I get 8 hours of sleep, and I was like, no, you in bed 8 hours, okay? You're not sleeping those 8 hours. What do you mean? And I was like, okay, well, you're not going into enough deep sleep and REM cycles, stuff I've spoken about before. And when people are trying to adapt, and I'm trying to deconstruct things they don't realize, I'm like, do you breathe? What do you mean? I'm like, do you breathe? Right? Are you shallow breather? Are you breathing, Brad? Like, are you breathing? Because if you're not breathing, your cells aren't being oxygenated. Your cortisol's through the roof because you are on your computer or you're not exercising. You're just taking these little shallow breaths through the nose, which completely tightens up the muscular system, central nervous system, and then all of a sudden your posture goes into a C shape. You don't have enough upper trunk circulation. You start to have gallbladder issues. You can't disperse the freaking estrogen. So the woman I had yesterday on consultation she's like, I have estrogen dominance. I was like, every woman has estrogen dominance. She's like, but look at me. She's like, I'm 40% body fat. I said, yes, you are very estrogen dominant. She's like, well, how do I get rid of it? We started to deconstruct her life, right? And this woman's amazing. So if you see this, I'm just using you as an example to explain to people stuff that they're not realizing. So what we had established with this particular woman was she now was doing keto amazing. Then she went on a vacation and she took her glucometer and was testing her blood sugar and it was all over the place. And then when she got back home, then the blood sugar swings were still erratic. And she wasn't feeling well with those blood sugar swings. So she first did keto, she did dirty keto. So you guys, dirty keto is cheese, it's nuts, it's caffeine, it's having like not doing quality control on your foods. You're eating bacon that has sugar in it, sausage, nitrates, poor quality animals. You're not paying attention to even something as simple as not having onions in your food. People are like, so I can't have carrots in my keto food? I'm like, no. What are you talking about? Can I have this little piece of chocolate? It's only got 6 grams of sugar and I'm allowed 6 carbs for the whole day. So a lot of you guys start off doing it wrong. You don't mind your sleep. You're not taking magnesium. What's going on with your electrolytes? So the guy I had today was like, I think I have an electrolyte problem. So I was asking him, asking about his symptoms. I was like, do you have heart palpitations? Because the guy today had an oxalate problem. So I'm going to go into that. Oxalate is an anti-nutrient, it's a plant chemical. Spinach and even sweet potato. It's like, I can't do spinach. Spinach is high in potassium. And I said, okay. So he started taking potassium supplements and it made him really sick, which I've told you guys a million times that these potassium supplements can be quite toxic to the liver. So you really want to try to get your potassium from food. That's the problem. So I asked if he had heart palpitations once he had cut this supplement out. He said no. And I was asking him if it was extra water retentive, because when people don't have enough potassium, sometimes the body tends to hold on more to sodium. He said no. And I said, you might have enough potassium reserves. So try to eat foods that are high in potassium that won't cause you any of this sort of oxalate issue with stones. What's up, Deborah? My mod's in the house. No, it's all good. It's all good. So, Deborah, I haven't been looking at the chat because I'm rambling right now. He's like, and I said, look, meats have potassium, not very high. Bone marrow has a decent amount of potassium, not the highest, but it has it. These foods have potassium. People are like, should I drink pickle juice? And I was like, well, if you don't react to it, that has a little bit of potassium in it. But if you don't have the symptoms, if you're not swollen with water, if you don't have heart palpitations, don't run to these supplements. It can be really, really toxic to the body. So a part of doing keto is just learning. Yes, you need electrolytes, especially if you dump a lot of water in the beginning of doing your keto. And so then people will notice their benign heart palps in the beginning of doing their keto adaptation. People will notice muscle cramps, or they can't sleep, or they become constipated. So that's why I was trying to say to you guys, know your physiology before you do it. Because if you have a propensity for constipation, a propensity for sleeping poorly, blood sugar, hypoglycemia, candida die-off, then these are the things that are going to happen when you probably try to go full keto. So how you do keto matters. If you have your hair falling out, thinning, dry hair, dry skin, freaking numb fingertips, tinnitus in the ear, ringing of the ear, if you have any of these symptoms, they will explode on keto if you do keto the wrong way, which most people do, because there's not more Stephanies out there to give you proper information. So, the more I learn, Dom, about anti-nutrients in plants, for those who've got autoimmunity, I'm like, yo, just try your best to do keto. Because if you're doing low carb, and it's healthy carbs, but you have an aversion to the anti-nutrients in plants, then you're going to have to eat carbs every 3 hours, just like a carb burner, even if it's low carb, and time things out perfectly, because you're not eating high starches anymore, doing a low carb, high fat protocol. So I'm really becoming more of a staunch supporter of doing keto. I'm always like, don't do even keto, like don't do diets for the wrong reasons, don't do these things, and so I don't tell people do keto, But now I'm like, yo, this might be an answer if it's done correctly. So, all right, I'm getting notifications, block my phone. Okay. Poifically, yes. Have some magnesium and trace minerals. Well, some people actually lose a lot of water, so they actually need to get more potassium in for the short term until the body begins to rebalance and the kidneys aren't dumping so much water. And so you're not losing as much electrolytes. So with that said, when you first do keto, you have to go like, okay, should I do any tests? Yeah, do some tests. Do some food sensitivity tests, allergy tests. You can do, I really like for people to go check their reproductive hormonal panel. Would love for people to do a DEXA scan to know their body fat, water, and lean muscle prior to doing keto, so they can sort of track what's going on. If they're don't just use a scale to determine weight loss, because you could be losing a lot of muscle and water doing keto the wrong way. And as most diets, which is deprivation, and people don't look well, but they're like, look, I'm so much smaller, and I'm like, but you don't look healthy. So get a DEXA scan before. Thyroid health, if you have thyroid symptoms, so you guys have thyroid symptoms, and men, you guys can get it too, especially more and more men are developing thyroid because they're intermittent fasting, they're not eating, they're doing intermittent fasting the wrong way, and they're eating poor quality foods, and so now more and more men are developing thyroid issues. So the symptoms that are very classic, like number one problem that I see people inbox me nonstop doing keto the wrong way is hair loss. Hair loss, hair loss, hair loss. Now, this is very rare, but the other day I was coaching a woman where we came to the conclusion that she had low iron. So then we kind of went over the kinds of meats that are going to have high in hemoglobin, heme to bring up her hemoglobin. But that's very rare that hair falls out from chronic low iron, and that's typically from women who have fibroids, who are just bleeding all the time. To become so low in iron and their ferritin levels. So the other things that you want to do is you can do a full thyroid panel to check all these markers, your TPO antibodies, to see if they've spiked, not just the TSH, thyroid stimulating hormone. You can check to see your free T3, reverse T3, and all of these different markers, and your blood sugar to see how your thyroid's reacting. But you could have perfect numbers and still have thyroid issues. So I really want you guys to look at your symptoms of dry skin, constipation, eyebrows thinning, fat. You go down, and a lot of you women are like eating like 1,200, 1,300 calories a day, and that fat is not going anywhere. So you want to consider a thyroid issue, which is one of the big reasons why women like this calories in and calories out garbage. So many of you women do eat less and exercise more, and you cannot drop a single pound. And so a lot of these men who are intermittent fasting don't understand the woman's physiology and don't understand that they're exacerbating their thyroid issues. Gallbladder is another thing. So I'm going to talk about the thyroid, I'm going to talk about the gallbladder more, but gallbladder is another problem that you guys have issues with your gallbladder salts, your bile, and or your bile salts, and you have no clue. And you don't have a clue until you do keto, and then people are eating too little fat, so they feel, okay, and then they up their fat once they come to me, and all of a sudden stomach ache, pressure in the stomach, nausea, vomiting, just feeling bad eating the fat. And this is a big reason, like people are like, I'm not hungry. And I'm like, okay, let's talk about your gallbladder. Because I can friggin' eat and not starving, I'm not stuffed, but to say like you eat 30 grams of fat and you're full, that's the gallbladder. I'm sorry, or you have leaky gut, you have holes in the small intestine. You should be able to eat 2 tablespoons, which are 30 grams of fat, LCTs, long-chain triglycerides, without even blinking. So if you're having a difficulty eating fat, then we have to look at what's going on with your small intestine or your gallbladder. That's the problem with people doing keto. They're not looking at this stuff. They're looking at other people going, oh, I lost weight before, after. before, after. I lost 60 pounds, and then people are like, oh, I want that too. Oh, I want it. Give it to me. Deborah is on it. I love it, Deborah. You're kicking butt. Deborah's not taking any names. Deborah's my moderator, you guys, and I love this woman because I just see like 6 things deleted in a row. Yeah, people have a hard time on the internet with somebody like myself talking so assured and like I know everything, and and then people start being like, rah, rah. Right? Thank you, Deborah. So the gallbladder we have to be careful of. Now, another symptom of gallbladder issues is floating stool, greasy stool. I don't care if it's one little pebble floating, okay? Nothing should float. It should kablunk to the bottom. And go, Deborah. If your stool is pale, so we went over this on my keto course page about the color of your stool. Now, if it's a pale ash color, then that's most likely your gallbladder. And if it's got a little yellow tint, it might be your leaky gut. And that's what's confusing. So many of you guys have leaky gut issues, and people have a hard time to distinguish why their stool is floating and why it's the color of the stool. Now, if your stool is green and you're eating a lot of foods with the word just went out of my head that makes spinach green is okay. Can't think right now. But if you're eating a lot of spinach, you might notice that your stool turns green, which is fine. Geez, I think I might have got, yeah, see, Jessica. And that's the reason why I do these live streams, is to kind of go through the list of the issues. And these messages were confusing. I weren't sure if they should delete or not. But since they didn't understand, let's do it. Okay, yeah. Do what you think is. I trust you, Deborah, because you always have to trust your gut on weird messages. Messages should not be weird. Is there any advantage to over low-carb diet over vegetables with fatty meats and raw dairy? Without veggies, raw dairy. Chlorophyll, thank you. Chlorophyll. That's what makes plants green. The green plants green. I'm really starting to do a lot more sort of rethinking the whole raw dairy. So I still believe that raw dairy is not for everyone. I'm sorry, you guys. It is not the end all be all. People are still reacting to it. Some react, some do better on it, some do horrible on it. And you kind of, when you listen to the raw milk supporters, like it worked for them, they really have this belief that it works for everyone. Unfortunately, the data is coming back that people have sensitivities, and it might take them a long time before their body can deal with the whey and casein or the histamine response to even fermented raw A2 dairy, meaning like kefir. So I'm not going to push it on people at all. I'm very careful with what I suggest. Leaky gut can, in very rare cases, cause a yellow tint to your stool. Stomach pain didn't begin until I got past exactly 200 grams of fat. I've been in pain for the last 2 weeks. Can't eat much fat. Pain, different places on the right side and all. Yeah, straight up gallbladder. Now, I don't know this person, sovereign brother, but, oh yes I do. Never mind, I do. Yeah, that's straight up gallbladder. So, if you're having gallbladder symptoms, yeah, I know, it's you, Q. I was like, sovereign brother. Oh, okay, see you. So, this person I've coached now that I see who it is, and is on my keto course page. Okay, fellas, let's chill out and stay on the topic, please. Yeah. I'm almost done, guys. I'll sit down and answer some questions. But I wanted people to kind of, when people are like, yeah, eat like cheese and like, take some cream cheese and fry it and bulletproof and garbage. And people are literally not doing well, not feeling well. They come to me because they're like, oh, I found you. I was like, yeah, I've been around longer than all these fools. I'm sorry, the people who are fools, the people who are not fools, Thank you. But I've been around longer than a lot of these people who are saying stuff that is very harmful to people's health. That's what's foolish. And then I'm like, no, 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 no. Be very, very, very careful, because a lot of you guys have underlying health issues. Like I said, gallbladder, thyroid, you have reactive hypoglycemia. You don't even know it. You don't even know it. Then you do keto and things go haywire. Testosterone drops. Women, your progesterone drops. Your hair falls out. It's a mess. Oh, keto can be a hot mess for those who do it the wrong way. So I wanted to talk about those things. I want to talk about the gut really quick. So I've been researching a lot about the gut, and I really feel like the gut is connected to everything. Everything. So this is what I love about researching the carnivore diet, is all the stories of ex-vegans flipping over to the carnivore diet, all the problems that they had on plant-based diet. Then they switch over to the carnivore diet. So I just really like to hear the contrasting stories. It's frightening, can't afford to get medical tests. Not sure. Well, the medical test would be a ultrasound. And we know ultrasounds aren't 100% clear. But you have to experiment, Quentin, and I will go more into that. But so keto is amazing. But I'm sorry, you guys, there's like, 70 things you need to do to get it moving and going in the right directions to reap the benefits of being highly keto adapted. It's not easy. All these people online make it sound easy, and it's not. Well, I'll just intermittent fast, and I'll regulate my insulin, and I'll do detoxify, and I'll do a water fast, and I'll do carnivore, or I'll do this and I'll do that. You guys, know your health prior to doing these things. Where's your food sourced from? I mean, we're not eating food. Most of you guys aren't eating food from the farm, or hunting after your own animals to consume. So you have to go, what's going on? You guys have to know if you've got blood sugar issues, because if your fat is not high enough and you have reactive hypoglycemia and you didn't realize it, right? Because you were masking it with coffee. And then when you do keto, it's just, people can't sleep. They get constipated. They feel like they're crashing more in the afternoon. It's a mess, right? You guys know what I'm talking about. Y'all who do keto and you get constipated. Y'all who do keto, now you can't sleep at night. There are reasons why you can't sleep at night on keto. There are reasons why you become constipated on keto. There are reasons why, people. I've been doing it for a month and haven't lost much. Exactly. Feel much better. I can't put my finger on it, but I won't be going back to any other way of eating. So Tamika, obviously Tamika. Let's see, is chicken liver okay? I don't eat beef. Why don't you eat beef? That's not smart to not eat beef, and that's what I gotta say. I'm gonna stick my foot down on it. Okay, health starts in the gut. Yes, I truly believe all disease and outward symptoms stem from the imbalanced microbes in the gut. So you guys, I spoke about before, like there's this, science starting to discover certain types of bacteria, like Oxalobacter, which is a bacteria that supposedly helps to metabolize the oxalates that some of you guys can't eat spinach because you react to it, or you develop kidney stones, and then the spinach might cater to those kidney stones. Some of you. Really though? The sirens? Really? So, okay, so why, it's very interesting how some people can eat certain foods and they don't react, and then other people eat foods and then they react. So a lot of you guys is it DAO, it's this diamine oxidase. You guys are now missing the enzyme to break down this is what's crazy about the gut. Not only do you guys have parasites, or a lot, basically candida, right? And all different types of candida. Now you guys are missing, and you have holes in the gut wall, right? And the microvilli have been broken down. But then you guys have deficiencies in certain enzymes, like you are missing enzymes to help break down the histamine response on these high histamine foods. High histamine foods, lemon, all fermented foods, probiotics, yes, fish, spinach, reaction to the anti-nutrients and salicylates, oxalates, lectins, goitrogens, nightshades, all this kind of stuff can create a histamine reaction. Dairy, and eggs, and avocados, and all this kind of stuff. And it's crazy that we have to consider, like, were you breastfed? Were you born vaginally? How are the microbes in your mother's vagina when you were born? Like, we got to go that far back to understand why you guys are going through health problems, why you're not keto adapting. Because maybe your microbiome is so fracked up and out of whack that no matter how much you do keto, because you're not fixing your gut wall and the microbes, you don't adapt. You have anxiety, right? You have the vagus nerve from down to the gut, up to the brain, and the adrenals, right? Vagus nerve, hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, and then thyroid axis. So perhaps you can't get rid of your anxiety and your ADD and poor impulse control and all these issues until you fix your gut. So how do we fix the gut? So that's why I really love researching the carnivore diet. Now, in my own understanding at this level, which is, I think, a junior level of understanding us as in more past times in our human evolution, it really makes sense to me that, well, I know for a fact we're eating Frankenstein plants. That's a fact. And I know for a fact that we're eating plants out of season. That's a fact. And I know for a fact that we're eating plants that have been sprayed or floating glyphosate on it. So all these things are facts, which then affect your small intestine and then the large intestine with bacteria. So a lot of you guys are missing this Oxalobacter microbe, which is the reason why you guys in particular can't eat high oxalate foods. You know, perhaps the people with gout also have that issue. And then you've got the people are missing the diamine oxidase, or missing the enzyme to help break down the histamines in foods. So that's why everything comes in. Then we got people who are anxious and have anxiety and ADD and, you know, aggressive and poor impulse control. And you literally, you know, you're telling them, hey, snap out of it. You're being selfish. You're being this. And it doesn't register in these people. And their serotonin is downregulated. Then their melatonin is downregulated. They can't sleep. And then in their neocortex, they create a pattern of this madness, all due to this. So some of you guys, so then because you guys have like gut problems, you're not absorbing nutrients. So I don't understand people who are like, I'm going to take this freaking vitamin D and this, you know, supplement and that supplement. I was like, well, if you got gut permeability problems, that's just ending up in the toilet, right? I mean, you see that all day long. And just because you see things in the bloodstream, serum numbers, don't mean nothing. We don't know how much of that is going into the cell to actually be used, right? You're taking B complexes and B12 and vitamin D because you guys are D deficient. And please stop having notifications on my phone. So when you have all these deficiencies due to, you know, you don't have the right bacteria, you don't have the right enzymes, you have holes in the gut wall, I kind of feel that's the reason why some of you just don't adapt, just can't sleep, just don't have enough material to make testosterone. I've seen so many of you guys with low testosterone. So many of you guys have low testosterone. It's frightening. So many of you guys are going bald, right? Like more than the genetic proponent, more than the genetics. You guys are going bald. Stop! I keep getting notifications. So annoying. So, Keto so far is making my sleep a lot better. So, I'll get to the good side. A lot of you guys are actually seeing all the benefits of doing keto. Once you stop focusing on weight loss, you're like, I'm sleeping better. Fabulous. Oh, my stools have improved. Amazing. Oh, my candida cleared up. My rash is gone. My white tongue is gone. I don't have brain fog anymore. My emotions are more. But there's good and bad sides. For the most part, let's say there's 10 things that good come out of doing keto, and then there's like 3 bad things. And 3 bad things that might be your thyroid being agitated, low thyroid functioning. Could be you develop more hypoglycemia because you had these issues before, people. They just came out doing keto the wrong way. So really want you guys to consider, like, okay, you got a back pain, you have chronic back pain. Maybe you are not absorbing your nutrients from food. Maybe you're not getting enough of your omegas. Maybe you're not getting enough of your CoQ10 and vitamin D and your B complex. Maybe you're not absorbing these things. And maybe the supplements you're taking are too toxic and they've been made in a lab and you're dealing with chemicals to help chelate it into the system. So these are all the things that we have. And you guys who are on pharmaceuticals, when you're taking pharmaceuticals for this ailment or sleeping pharmaceuticals and this and that, blah, 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 a lot of you guys don't adapt. So you have to kind of like deconstruct everything and then sort of reconstruct. So this is what I like about the carnivore diet as an experiment, to just cut out your plant source foods, but you would do a keto version of it, which is to keep your fats, not just use meat fats, because there's not enough fat on meat, you guys, to be ketotic. You must supplement your fat. Stop DMing me, you guys. Oh, this is so annoying when people over DM me on social media. I think it's like 8 DMs from somebody I don't know. So a lot of you guys might have sleep issues, or you have back pain, or you have like sciatica. A lot of you guys have sciatica, and you don't realize like you're not absorbing your nutrients. You're like, oh, I take multivitamins. Like, well, that's not working. I'm taking CoQ10. That's not working. You know, I'm taking my branched chain amino acids, but you still are sore, and your testosterone is dropping dramatically. In women, you're super estrogen dominant. So we have to look at the gut. If you don't look at the gut, you're not gonna fix these things, right? There's you know, more people are doing more researching on the antibiotics and anxiety and depression, because you just obliterate your microbes, and then people start to develop anxiety. So I'm always like, with people who have chronic anxiety, I'm like, you've got to fix the gut. So how would you fix the gut? Which could also lead to the poor thyroid function, which is poor gut flora or microbiota. So some of you can't do the sauerkraut. Can't. Especially you guys who've got the DAO thing, the diamine oxidase issue, the histamine issue. Can't do sauerkraut. Can't do the raw milk. Can't do the kefir. Can't do the coconut kefir. Can't do the probiotics. What do? So that's why I'm really learning about the high meat. And the high meat's very, very interesting how you take. So I'm making some high meat right now. And people are like, oh, but how do you eat the high meat? And I was like, no. The high meat is just as a probiotic supplement to repopulate the gut. Because if we were to live outside, and a lot of you guys have low stomach acid. Your HCl levels are so freaking low from drinking alcohol, from drinking caffeine, processed foods, pesticides, dyes, preservative. All of these things can drop your stomach acid like dramatically. Eating carbs or blood sugar is dysregulated, poor sleep, stomach acid drops, candida explodes, parasites explode all over the body, and you can't digest meat very well. Somebody said, I don't eat red meat. And I'm like, well, that's a shame, because you need those HCl levels. You need all of that material here in the stomach to protect you in your intestine. So I got this book, you guys. I'm gonna binge this thing, right? It's a book about ancestral diets around the world. I'm gonna go learn more about our digestive tract. You know, how our stomach. We have a lot of acidity. We don't have the most acidic stomach as animals, but we have enough acidity in our stomach where we're supposed to be able to take a putrefied meat or a raw meat or fermented meat, because, you know, Asian cultures will do fermented fish. There's other cultures that do raw pork and fish, and fermented, like aged, and use it for its probiotic benefits. You have to really mind that HCl level to then do a high meat, right? So you're introducing bacteria, because believe it or not, you guys, we need some of that bad bacteria, right? The bad bacteria, the bacteria that's on, you know, rotting food. We need that in our colon. We need it. We need all different types of microbes to be able to survive. And that's why, and when you research the high meat, I don't know if there's any published studies on this. I don't think so. You literally have to go and try it yourself and listen to people's experience with it to then repopulate the gut. Because you guys, if you don't repopulate the gut, I don't think you're going to adapt very well. Just don't. If you guys have a dysbiotic gut, yet you have anxiety, you can't sleep, you guys are sore post-workout, you have stage 3 adrenal issues, I don't think it's going to happen. If you don't address this, I think things will get better, but I don't think they'll get best, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, I'm going to sit my butt down. And also, you guys know I love Nora Gagatis, so I always love me some Nora. Although, my favorite book that she made was Primal Body, Primal Mind. So, Sally and Nora are the ones that I really am digging right now. And sit down and answer some of you guys' questions. Okay, we got 125 people, 128. Can we get up the likes, guys? Can we get up the likes? So you guys can check me out, find me easier on the stratosphere of YouTube. All right, here we go. Let's see here. Oh, I missed donation, everything. Hold on. Oh, got Nurse Brandy says, glad I could make it for a live chat. I've learned so much from you, Steph. Thank you for making these videos and knowing your shite. I wish I would have met you years ago. Oh, thank you so much, Nurse Brandy. And thank you. And I think somebody else donated, but I think I missed it. Deborah, who else did I miss? Sorry, guys, if I missed your comments. I've been getting into a little bubble world. Let's see who else donated. Okay, so we got Sensual Brunette. Okay, she just wrote thank you. I wish you would say more so I can read more of a comment. But thank you so much, Sensual Brunette. Thank you. So I've read, okay, so Stacy says, yes, I've read about how the wrong probiotics can frack you up. Yes. And then Deborah says, yay, Sensual Brunette. And then Deborah's like, delete a lot of people. I think she just is trying to not lose her train of thought. Yeah. That's all I was trying to do. I was not trying to, I couldn't even see your guys' comments. Been following your, recommendations, but having difficulty with my electrolytes, calf cramps, and racing heart. Thanks for your help. Okay, are you drinking enough water? And what type of electrolytes are you trying to consume? Are you taking magnesium? Are you doing Epsom salt baths? Are you doing any transdermal? Yeah, transdermal? Yes. Magnesium for the skin. And are you drinking enough water? Because water is a big one. You guys don't drink enough water. Do you have your macros correct? And are you taking things like spinach if you can handle the oxalates, or avocado, which have chemicals? They have the anti-nutrients from the seeds, I guess the poisons that leach out into the meat of the avocado. So some people have a latex allergy. Okay, let's see. Salami is fermented meat. Yes. But salami, a lot of people use in the salamis. If you go to the store, there's sugar in all of it. All of that processed meat. Thank you. Thank you, Central Brunette. Okay, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the plant paradox, since you and the Dr. Grundy have some similar ideas. Isn't he like a vegetarian or something? Isn't he plant-based though? I think he's got some great points, and I think he, I don't know what else to say about him. He's not doing keto, I don't think, so, 3 years now. I'd like to, okay, I wish you could give more, hopefully someday. I wish I could give more. Oh, thank you so much, Essential Brunette. Pain, but you're good, thank you. Just being supportive, even giving just a like is awesome. Pain, magnesium, calcium. What about it? You having pain from magnesium and calcium blend? Thanks, we'll keep the consideration. How do you find out what macros you should have? Well, it's kind of simple, Women probably should have their protein between 45 and 55 grams of protein if you're under like 5'6". If you're taller and you're active, your protein amount's going to go up to 60 and plus, depending on how tall you are and active you are. Um, Fat should always start at 200 or higher, and everybody's vegetables should be really low, and even lower now because I'm reading so much about the issues with plants or the paradox of plants having anti-nutrients in them. Hunting season is coming up, and I assume that what venison is basically fatless. Yeah, I think so, and I think some of these kind of leaner types of game it's just for maybe the quality of it and not for the ketoticness of it. Okay, would you ever do live stream collaboration with other keto coaches? Nora, Sally, no. I think I've been interviewed by people. No, I mean, I take that back. I would if it was somebody who I really respected. But I don't know. Nora's, I love Nora. So, and I don't know Sally. I've met Nora, but I don't know Sally as of yet. My husband thinks I should take aspirin because of, oh, that's so bad. Aspirin's so bad for your liver. Of all the, no, don't, your husband's trying to kill you, honey. What does the fat have to do with aspirin? Aspirin is a blood thinner. It's an NSAID. No, fat, child, be careful. You know, you guys have to do your own research, be your own advocate. That is nonsensical and dangerous. Not dangerous, but not healthy. Is it possible to do dairy-free keto? Yeah, of course. You can do lard and duck fat and goose fat and beef tallow. Started using Lorcidin and I'm not feeling well. Is there any detoxing effect? No. If you're not feeling well, is it because what? Do you have a stomach ache? A lot of people will do Lorcidin and they'll do the recommended dose, which totally irritates the stomach. So if it's the stomach, then I would do way less. You only need to do like 6 or 7 beats. If you actually don't feel well, you might have a sensitivity to the concentrated amount of and stop taking it. Just stop. Okay, tallow rocks. Yes, like so many sirens. So annoying. So you went through recommendations of this 7 beats. Oh, stop taking it. It is what it is. Is it giving you a stomach ache still? It shouldn't be, but if it is, then are you taking it with food? You don't take it by itself, ever. I know I'm not from Canada. Okay, people keep asking me that. I prefer butter over coconut oil. No, coconut oil is not a keto fat anyway. So, you're good. I prefer, okay, good. Oh, for bedtime. Yeah, yeah, you're fine. You're good. Yeah. You're good. There's still some MCT in butter. Not a lot, but enough. Fatworks have that wonderful fats. Yes, fatworks.com. They have pastured, non-GMO corn-fed animals. So you can get duck fat, goose fat, lard, ghee, butter, tallow. I'm starting to love plain butter. I don't like it salted. It tastes like I'm eating a salt rock. So nasty. Okay, guys, we're almost hitting that hour. Can we get up the likes? We got 140 people in the chat and only 102 people have liked the stream. So A2 raw milk, no, it's not okay. It's too many carbs in it for keto. I mean, you can leave it out on the counter and let it ferment a little bit, but it's just, first of all, it's too many carbs for keto. You know, I've seen so many people who are not keto, they're not, and they'll take raw milk to heal the gut, but that is, or their autoimmunity, but it's not keto. There's just too many carbohydrates in it, even though it's lower in carbohydrates, it's lower in lactose. And kefir as well. And so many people still have problems. Like they're trying the kefir, they're trying the raw milk, it's not working. Oh, it's coconut oil is, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just not a keto fat. It's a plant fat. You need animal fat. Love the GL collagen. My bones have stopped cracking. Oh, interesting. Great Lakes. Yeah, I did a video on my Instagram, which is Stephanie Ketogenic, about trying to get chicken feet and oxtail and bone knuckle ends in a broth to get their collagen rather than just doing the hydrolyzed powdered collagen. MCT contains monolaurin. No, it contains no monolaurin. I have the hug. That's why some people can take mono. Some people have a sensitivity to things. Even coconut's a low histamine. It's a histamine food, but a lower one. I have a huge girth. What? girth, didn't have the, what is it? Breast reduction just won't go away. I have this huge girth? That's a strange way to phrase it. Okay, love oxtail. Yes, why are eggs so problematic for many people? I thought it was a superfood, but it's not the whites. The whites, right? The fetus, the yolk, the baby try to feed off the whites. It's for the baby. It's not for human consumption. So some people react to the whites because, you know, animals love the yolk. They prefer the yolk over the white because the white is very difficult. If you just ate a lot of whites, if animals just ate a lot of whites, in nature they would have a hard time reproducing. So people have a reaction to the whites. The whites, the protein in the egg, that's the problem. And that has everything to do with your gut strength. And maybe they're missing a freaking bacteria, or they're missing an enzyme to metabolize and break it down and use it without getting sick. I eat pig feet. Yeah, pig feet. Forgot pig feet. Yep. So we just get rid of the whites then. I start doing that. I'm like, I'm so... Look, I'm writing a book, you guys know, and I have recipes, and it's really hard because a lot of these recipes now I'm not really a fan of. They taste good. Although I did have recipes that are yolks only, too. I have everything. Okay, chickens, beef checks are so delicious. Checks? What? Am I missing something? I've always loved the yolks. The yolks are so good. The whites are just nasty. Like pig feet. I haven't actually had it. Maybe as a kid I had it. I don't remember. Is it okay to become carnivore? You guys got to be careful. It's not carnivore. You got to do keto carnivore and not just carnivore. You got to have the fats up ketogenic high. It's not good to do like lean meats. If you're going to do carnivore, you should probably only do carnivore to start off with if you know you've got autoimmunity. If you know that you are sensitive to the anti-nutrients in plants, then I think carnivore is a great solution. But please make it ketotic, y'all. Please get the fats up. Because people will feel better because they're not having inflammatory responses to the anti-nutrients, but then they don't have that Stephanie energy because they're not super ketotic doing the carnivore diet. Albumin intolerance makes eggs problematic. Thank you. Exactly, Gins. So back, Laura's okay. If no Laurastein, what is your next suggestion for candida? High meat. Putrefied meat. I'm making some right now. Hold on, you guys. In fact, I need to air it out. Boom! It's just a starter. There you go. In theory, okay, this hasn't been proven, this should kill candida. Because really the only way to kill candida is have competing bacteria that will kill it. Because all the mannulorin and the freaking turpentine and the freaking, grapeseed and the freaking caprylic or capric acid, none of these things are going to kill the biofilms. They just won't. So we need a competing bacteria. That's how you kill it. That's how you kill candida. And y'all have it. You know you have it. I go to the girls' bath. People, the cleaner my system is, the more people stink at the gym. I'm like, ew, what's that smell? Ew. I keep smelling all these weird smells like metal, cheese, toe, butthole smell. And the girls have it too. Ugh, so nasty. You need better bacteria in that gut. Okay. Here. The farmer website has grass-fed pasture-raised organ meats in the eastern U.S. Cool. Your family farmer. I guess familyfarmer.com. I think also U.S. Wellness Meats. I need more info on high meat. What's high meat? This is high meat. Look at it. Where is it? This is high meat. Look at it. This is high meat. Beep, 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 beep. So I am not a high meat expert. So any of you high meat people in my stream, I am admitted not an expert. I'm just starting it myself. I'll be an expert like in a year. But right now I'm not an expert. So high meat is when you take, you can do all types of animals, and people do like pork and lamb and this and that. A lot of people use beef, so this is beef here right now. By what I've read, some people find it easier to consume if you're not a raw meatist, carnivorist. This is flap meat, so it's a little softer. So I've got the flap meat here, the belly of the cow, and you do half a jar's worth because you need enough air in the mason jar, so you can get the bacteria growing on it, and you get hold on a second. So this is pasture raised, grass fed red meat. Really high quality. It was not frozen when I purchased it. It was fresh. And here we have cheesecloth, right? So that's cheesecloth. And what you do is you take it out every 1 to 3 days, and you put the cheesecloth over it with a rubber band, and you let it air out. So I guess you can air it out up to 10 minutes. And you got to seal the cap in a plastic bag, because once it starts rotting, the fly larvae can go and lay eggs, and then you don't see it, right? They've just landed here. You don't see they've been laying little babies in there, and then and then that's how you get larvae. So you got to really cover everything really, really well. So I guess people can start consuming this after 2 months. So you leave it in the refrigerator so it doesn't dry out. I guess people who leave it just outside, I guess if you don't put it in the refrigerator, it'll putrefy faster. But I guess people are saying to keep it in the fridge so it doesn't have a dried out texture to it. And bacteria will grow on this. And our hunter-gatherers often would go and eat from a carcass of a kill. So if a lion killed game or water buffalo and there's meat left over, humans would go and just eat from the carcass, because we have enough stomach acid to break down these bacteria. We do. Even the larvae, even the freaking maggots, like we should be able to, easily, with enough competing bacteria. Now, these people didn't take antibiotics. They didn't have low stomach acid. So when they were eating putrefied meat, the bacteria that grows on meat actually can be good for our colon, you guys, because we need all types of bacteria. We need it to just survive. We need the right bacteria. I mean, they weren't fermenting sauerkraut back then. So eating fermented aged meat is good for, in theory, is good to repopulate the gut. And maybe this is the best way, the very best way to kill Candida. That's high meat. High meat is, and a lot of cultures do it. A lot of cultures, like Asia, they'll have putrefied fish and eat that. And other cultures will do like pork, and nobody ever thinks about it. But now when Western culture starts trying to do this, people are like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, so bad, oh my God. So I tried raw meat a few times. I tried raw liver, and before I started cutting this down, I was eating the rest of this red meat, this flat meat, and it was actually really nice. It was really, really, really nice. It didn't taste bad at all. I don't know why people think. It's just like if you go to the restaurant and you're having steak rare. I mean, that's what it tastes like. So I cooked some of it. I seared it on the outside, and I was like, how's this taste? And I added little spices to my raw meat. It was really nice. I cut it really thin so it looked more like, what is it? Prosciutto, whatever it's called. Oh, I missed you, Artsy Pepe, Artsy Y, thank you. Is high meat similar to what the native Alaskans? Exactly, it's exactly the same. And when they would bury the salmon in sand. Yes, thank you. Yes, and I read this years ago. About what the Inuit were doing, but it didn't click to me then. They would bury their meats for up to a year and eat that. True story. And the fat, the meat, and eat it later. Want high meat? I missed the, what is it? Binging? What? The what? Anyone understand her on what kind of meat it is? It's the belly of the cow. It was a belly. It was belly meat of the cow. Simple. Someone say hydrogen peroxide heals all. It does not. Hydrogen peroxide food grade will not break down freaking parasites, you guys. We're looking at old stuff on the internet. Like that's the old, it won't kill the biofilms. It may lower the spores temporarily. You guys have one sip of wine. Y'all, get hot outside, which fungus loves to grow in the heat, and the spores just explode back up again. You have a tea, you drink tea from a tea bag if you got candida overgrowth, and you take hydrogen peroxide for a week, and then you have something that has mold on it, or you have coffee, beep, the spores go right back up again. High meat is fermented meat, exactly. Like how dogs bury their bones for later. Probably, yeah. And also, squirrels bury their nuts until it freaking gets older, so it's not a bait. It has less plant anti-nutrients in it. Beef cheeks have a lot of fat. Yes, beef cheeks. Apple cider vinegar before has lowered my blood sugar. I mean, that's just a statement. I don't know. Sauerkraut will that work? It can help. Sauerkraut can hurt, but what you guys don't understand is a lot of you guys, you react on sauerkraut. You have a histamine response, you get bloated, and that's why sauerkraut is not the ultimate answer, and it doesn't break down the biofilms. Can I swallow 6 betaine HCl capsules with a high-fat meal and not feel the burn? No, that's not going to... The reason why you would feel a burn on a betaine HCl is because your stomach acids are too low. That's how you know that your stomach acids are low. You try 1 pill, stomach burn, 2 pills, stomach burn, 3 pills, stomach burn. If it's not burning, the higher the amount of the capsules you take, you don't need to take it. And it has nothing to do with the gallbladder. Or being able to eat fat more. Not at all. HCl should not help you eat fat more. It should help. This sounds more like your gallbladder. Before bed. Are cucumbers keto friendly? No. They don't have a lot of fiber in them. They actually, a cucumber can spike your blood sugar. It's really weird. There's not a lot of carbs, but because there's no fiber, the blood sugar spikes on cucumber. All right, we got 134 people and 115 likes. Can we get the likes up, guys, on this live stream on this freaking noisy day? Slippery elm is typically used for people who've got mucus lining issues, so they've got colitis or IBS, or they've got ulcers in their stomach or diverticulitis. I don't think that people just need to take slippery elm for no apparent reason. Thank you, Lynn Young. Love your abs. Stuff one day. We'll have those. Not too bad for a 51-year-old, right? Not too bad. Look at that. Whew. Not too bad. Yeah. You know what's really interesting, too, is just to be 50 and not have that saggy skin down here. It bounces back. It doesn't go like... Like, I notice these men doing fitness competitions who are older, they get this, weird, loose, looks like this. Like, they can have, abs, but then the skin looks like this, right? It's like this. Kind of weird. I don't know. Bumps 2 seconds. Get the likes up, Logan says, get the likes up. Thank you, Jessica. What's the minimum water intake? I don't know, 2 liters. But that's if you're not sweating a lot. Happy birthday, by the way. It was just your birthday. Yes, it was just, I'm now officially 51. I started videos saying, I think when I was 46 or 45, I was like, I'm 45, I'm 46, I'm 47, I'm 48, I'm 49, I'm 50, I'm 51. So you can actually go back, and I'm always mentioning my age so people can see, and I'm in a stupid half top, right? I'm always in half tops because I want you guys to see that this is the mother, boom, sucking business. Yes. How can you prevent crepey skin? By protecting your adrenal glands, because that's what cortisol does. It creates crepey skin by robbing from the amino acids in your skin and in the collagen of your skin. So protect your adrenals like crazy. Thank you, Phil. Thank you. Okay, guys, maybe I'll do a quick story and then get the frack out of here. What time is it? Almost 6 o'clock. Okay. I've had 4 chicken and don't think I'll ever get rid of my loose belly. Sorry, I don't get this comment. And I need to make some liver. I got some fresh liver, you guys. I'm so excited for my liver. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. This is going to bleed all over. I got to be careful. I need to put this in a plastic bag, actually. See, you guys? See my liver? Oh, I got 5 pounds of it. Oh, so excited. Sorry, I'm just excited. I'm excited on how much I've evolved. Look at my old YouTube videos. Like, it's so bad what I was having. I was making, like, pancakes and friggin' ice cream, and I had organic butter, and it wasn't grass-fed or nothing. I didn't know anything back in the day. You made me laugh so hard when walking. What is it? Laugh so hard walking one day talking about men in their Superman underwear. I just find life very. You know what's so funny? I was like watching one of these carnivore people. Just listening to people's stories, and this guy's like, I've been doing carnivore for 5 years. He's doing a live stream. So I'm like listening to his live stream. This is what is so funny. I'm listening to his live stream, and he goes, somebody's like, you should link up with Stephanie, keto person. She's talking more about carnivore. And he goes, oh yeah, she's the one who's stupid. I was like, clearly he's seen old videos. He's like, she's stupid. And then someone said, oh, but she's like 51. And he goes, go figure, like 51 and stupid. That was epic. You get like, you laugh and then you kind of get annoyed and then you laugh at it again because, you know, people don't know you on the internet. Okay, so I got my frozen liver, freezer too. I must please quick recipe. Oh, you just let it marinate in butter for an hour. So it doesn't turn green. And then you just saute it on low temps, barely cook that sucker. Okay, she said she had 4 chickens and you thought she said 4, what? Children, oh. Sorry, I totally read that wrong. My bad. Oh, that was too funny. Okay. Do you guys want me to tell a story real quick? Who wants story time? Who wants story time? Who wants Steph's story time? Yes, please. Yes. Okay, because I think it's good for me to tell stories about my background. So, it's not just a boring Q&A, and it gives you a little bit more insight on who I am, because people don't know who I am. I mean, you guys, I jumped around in my prior videos. What's your worst Speedo experience? Mine was that old guy. Oh, I don't have a worst Speedo experience. Wait, old guy and lime green Speedo. You know what, you guys? I lived in Europe for almost 16 years. Speedos don't bother me at all. Like, at all. At all. Let me see. Thanks for the laugh. I know, right? What do you guys want me to talk about? Do you want me to talk about... Because, you know, when I stop talking about, like, health, it's to talk about something else. And to maybe get a dialogue on some of your guys' experiences. But, Speedos are gross. No, they're not. Like, you guys, I'm not freaked out by the human body. When I went to Europe in 1986. Okay? And I was in Germany, I think, and there was a girl, and she was trimming my hair. And she had a tank top on. Okay? Now, this woman had a tank top, and she had hair like this, right? I shite you not. And she had no bra on. She had big boobies. And I was like, ah! She had no makeup. I was like, oh, that is so nasty. Oh, nasty, 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 nasty. Now I'm completely changed. When I left in the 80s to Europe, girls were wearing hairspray and day glow baby blue eyeshadow. And I'm going to Europe, and I love Europe back in the day because they didn't have the internet. There was no, like, it took 6 months to a year to get a popular movie from our theater in here to a theater there. So back in the day, they were wearing like cut-off jeans and shorts and t-shirts, no makeup. Everybody was like fresh-faced and healthy because they didn't have all this Americana garbage. There really wasn't a lot of the American food there at that juncture. Yeah, I was in Europe for 16 years of my life. I lived there for 16 years. You guys know, as a professional skateboarder, I went over there to tour as an American pro and ended up just staying. And I tried to live in Germany. Yes. Then I tried to, that's why I speak a little German. I tried to live in Denmark, so I speak a little Danish. But Danish, I ended up living in Sweden. So det är därför jag pratar lite svenska. Jag försöker prata svenska men inte så bra, men jag försöker i alla fall. So that's the reason why I learned Swedish. Black girl learning Swedish. A language I can't use anywhere. But it's the reason why I ended up being over there was because I was a pro skateboarder. So I'm the first African-American pro skateboarder in the history of the sport. That's what's up. Boom. And my counterparts, people, a lot of them have lived a hard life and they look like my grandparents. And I don't. I still look like Stephanie. Oh, so funny. When I went to skate events, I was in a skirt. And I was standing next to my old sponsor. And I was like, Jeremy. He's like, he just looked at me. I was like, Jeremy, it's me, Stephanie. He's like, oh my God. Oh my God. Is that you, Stephanie? I was like, yeah. He's like, oh my God, you're so fine. You know, I was like, oh, you know, I clean up. I do clean up. This made me come back to US. So I came back to the US. I think that's a good story. Okay, so I'll tell you the story of how I hurt my knee. So I was, and I think I've said this story before, but it's part of the reason why I came back to the US. So I went over to Europe. I was 19 years old. Okay, I didn't know anything about life. I've got to play for you guys this video when I'm 19 being interviewed in, I think it was like Stuttgart, Germany, and for some TV show. And it's the weirdest thing to see 19-year-old Stephanie, because I talked like a guy, I acted like a guy. I was like, yeah, man. I was like, skateboarding's a brotherhood. What? I'm a girl talking about skateboarding being a brotherhood. How stupid am I? Anyway, so I stayed over there. I really wanted the experience. All my friends were going off to college, and I was just living the life. And we toured. We would be in a van or on trains, and I had a system where I would take a bungee cord and wrap my duffel bag, because I learned very quickly, right? This is before like suitcases with wheels, okay? And I would take a duffel bag stuffed with stuff, put it on a skateboard, wrap it in two, no, did I say extension cords? No, bungee cords, yeah. And with the metal hooks on the end, and then I would take a belt, right? Because there would always be like handles on the end of a duffel bag, and I would take a belt and wrap it around the end of the handle and drag that around on trains. And I don't know how many times I've been to London pulling these bags up the stairs to the next level, to the next train track. I have so many vivid memories of that because back in the day, nobody had cars. So I was dragging these bags, and sometimes two duffel bags filled with stuff. Yeah, so I'm all these memories start. I've got to show you a box of pictures. Hold on a sec, guys. Hold on a sec. See if I got any here. I got some, you guys. I got some. Let me cherry pick some of these out. And you guys, because I've worked as a photographer for years, I have 5,000 freaking... This is me when I lived in Sweden. There's my hair out of braids, you guys. Never see it out of braids. So that's when I'm like, was I 29 there? So that's stuff at 29. Sure. I'm looking in my box, right? Because we're doing stuff stories right now. So a lot of these pictures I'm finding are from, okay, this is me in I think it's like 1989 or something. That was oops, being fun with the photos. This is the way I dressed in 1989. Here. Yeah, these pictures are like with old boyfriends and stuff, and my dog. And I need to find the box of pictures that go way back. Here in Sade, y'all, the two people I know, Sade. Oh, I listened to so much Sade back in the day. Okay, this is me. I'll show you guys. This is me at 17. Can you see that? The freaking light is making it hard to see. So there I am at 17. 51. 17. But I was way more in the sun at that time. So that's me at 17 years of age. That red Sade lipstick, right? Look how dark I was. This is me going to Canada to skateboard at the World Fair with Tony Hawk. No, Tony Hawk's not in the picture, but look at that old, look how dark I am. Jeez. Hold on a second, guys. Oh gosh, I'm looking at some of these pictures. Did I say gosh? Oh god. Look at that hair. Look at that hair. I'm birthday keto. I'm showing you pictures from like 30 something years ago. Look how much of a tomboy I was. Oh. Ugh. Look at this. So ugly. Look at that hair. Good Lord, child. Look at that. But I love that leather. I got that jacket in like Germany. Like who knows where that's like in the 80s, y'all. That's my style in the 80s. So 80s. Frizzy hair. Yo, check this out. This is the same shoot. I was 17 here, also 17. No, 19. I was 19 here. Look at that. Girl has style. This is me at 19 years of age. Right? So I think this is like 1989. Or 1990, 1989. This isn't even the good box of pictures, you guys. I hate doing this without the good box of pictures. Sorry, I'm just looking. Oof. I see some pictures, I'm like, nope, I'm not showing that. And it's not like there are any nudes or anything. It's just how horrible I look. Okay, so this is me in my 30s, actually. I look really young. So that's me in my 30s. Big hair. So this is when I just started working out. So it was a lot smaller back then. Oh, that's very interesting. So this is like maybe the second year of me starting to work out. So I think I was like 30 at this age. Girl always had style though, right? Right? So this is me 30, so this is 20 years ago, 21 years ago. So that's when my body started transforming. Oh, thank you. Okay, so this is totally an impromptu, and it's not organized, you guys, so I'm sorry that it's messy. When I was in my last year of high school, which was 1985, wearing the fake glasses back then, yo, that's some from that same shoot. Jeans jacket, big hair, and those glasses. And I bought all my clothing at secondhand stores back in the day. Is this woman, is this a woman or a guy? Where's my mod? Deborah, get this person. Get him. Okay. We've got some trolls in the house. So here's when I lived on a boat for a month. So that was a really great experience traveling through the Caribbean islands. Call me Mr. Spock, I find you fascinating. Oh, thank you. Okay. Okay, guys, this is a bad box of photos. It gives you a little snapshot into the former life of Stephanie. Here's when I lived in Sweden. Here are some, like, I was young, like we were young. This is my kitchen in Sweden long time ago, and I painted the kitchen yellow. So that's in Sweden. So I had a lot of mixed kids, like they were mixed or they were something, but they weren't all Swedish. I've got a lot of test pictures of models that I took when I started coming back to the States. Like, here's what you guys, I talk about that trip to Africa. So here's like a picture of some kids that I photographed on that trip to Africa. Like, this is 100 years ago, you guys. So here's Stephanie pre-muscle days, right? This is before I started working out. You can see I'm just small, like a petite girl, but I'm not muscular. So that's me back in the day. See, I don't really have muscles back then. I was just small. Please hit the like button. Okay, guys, I'm getting bored on myself here. Very narcissistic. I see a lot of pictures that are not interesting. Here's my grandmother. I'll show a picture of my mom. Here's a picture of me in Sweden when I got my puppy. That's the love of my life, that dog right there. That's my love. Like, this dog, I know you guys don't want to see pictures of dogs, but this was the love of my life. Hi, Gary. See my little Jack Russell? Got him in Sweden, came to the States, and died from some type of poison here because it's so toxic in the States. Here's a picture of me in the Swedish forest when I was living in Sweden. You can't see anything there. My grandmother. What kind of puppy is it? Jack Russell. I'm trying to see if I can get pictures of downtown. This dog was my life. And of course, he had to be like a super, oh, here's some pictures when I went to Egypt. There's like, I've got all random pictures. Like, there's Egypt. Egypt, you guys, is a must go to. I think that's it, you guys, for now. This is a random, it's not an organized box. Oh, here's me skateboarding. Here's a picture of me skating. There I am. Bam! That's what's up, right? South of France. Lacanau. Doing a frontside air. And it says stop racism on the bottom. There I am. Told you guys I was a pro skateboarder. This is like the first date in Germany in 1986. Look at that. Boom. Am I good? Cholesterol was good. You're all talking about cholesterol. I'm all over that stuff now. I'm finished. Nonsense. Okay, guys, here's my mom. This is what my mother looks like before her pre-cancer. So that's my mom. See, way back in the day, I was trying to be stylish. This is like me in my 20s. Yo, my 20s. See, we're doing things set up with 80s leather and Egyptian archaeology. Were you in Germany? Yes, I was. Das ist richtig. Das ist verrückt. Das ist geil. Yes, I was in Germany. Why do I know? Here's when I went to Egypt. Oh, and I've got Cuba. In Brazil. This is me in Egypt. So they were very confused about me, like what ethnicity I was when I went to Egypt. First, my dog. Okay, I'm not going to show dog pictures. You guys don't give a crap about a dog. Like, here's some of my photography when I was doing, like, test shots for models. You know, I'm doing test shots for models and lots of test shots. I took a picture of this girl and she ended up being, like, one of the bachelorettes a long time ago. So you guys don't know, I worked as a photographer for a long, long time. So as you can see, here are some test shots I did of models. I used to shoot a lot of models back in the day, but I don't do that anymore. Freaking headache. Here's where I was I went to Brazil. You can't see anything, but this is when I went to Brazil. This is the day, this is New Year's Day, right? And everybody's dressed up crazy. And in Brazil, on New Year's, after New Year's, people, they have like trombone and drums, and they're doing this kind of New Orleans, Louisiana style, I don't know if it's bossa nova music, but people run out of their apartments. This was in Rio. And people would run out of their apartments and dance to, like, just dance in the streets, and it'd be like a train through the streets of Rio. It was really amazing. Oh, here's that train. See, told you. Shoot, I found these old pictures in Brazil. Everybody's on the streets in Brazil. Obviously, this is famous, Brazil. I've been very lucky, you guys. I've been traveling all around the world. All around the world. Okay, here I am. This is me at 17. So there's stuff at 17. Okay, that's enough of this business. This is enough of this garbage. Oh, this is like, oh, these memories. First time I went to Denmark. Like Denmark, my first time, which used to be my favorite city. Look, the size of these pictures are shot from a, was something 10 camera way back in the day. I want to go to Brazil one day. Yeah, Brazil's really, really cool, but it's kind of getting sort of a little crimey right now. When I flew into Brazil with my ex, and so this is a friend from, this is what I had, okay? This is what I had in my Swedish wall. This is just a friend. That's my wall of I had a collage wall. It was the entire wall of pictures. They still dropped down to 94 people. People are like, I'm not watching this girl. You tell us about keto, we're leaving. So you guys can see I was so small back then. My legs were tiny. This is right when I started working out and taking photos, and I was having knee surgeries. This is when I wore a 00. I can't even wear that. I wear a 4 now. Girl's got junk in her trunk now, right? Booty has expanded. Legs have expanded, right? Boom! That's what's up, right? That is what's up. So when people are like, you know, as you get older, there's this whole thing that women, their bodies fall apart, their skin sags, they got cellulite, like everything sags. It doesn't have to be that way. You guys really have to protect your adrenal glands. Your adrenal health is everything as you get older, so your skin is tight and right. I was a 00 for a long time post-surgery. I could not grow muscle on that leg. And one day I just said, enough of this. I look so screwed up. I'm muscular up top. I have nothing. I have no butt, no legs, no nothing. I was a stick, no calves, nothing back in the day post-surgery. And I just, as I got older, I was like, I'm flipping the script. My body's better now than when I was 20. I look better now than when I was 20. You guys can see that with these freaked up pictures. And I just want to give you guys hope that it is possible that we don't have to fall apart as we age, but the steps that you have to take to improve your health, it's grandiose, it's big. You can't just do 5 things. You got to do all 100. All right, guys, this is it. I didn't even see what you said. Keto, keto, keto. Yes, keto. Boom, for life. We love the pictures. Thanks. Next time, have you ever been to Romania? I have not been to Romania. I've been to Yugoslavia. I've been to Hungary. I've been to Czech Republic, I've been to Praha, and I have been to, I used to tour with skateboarding. So we would get on trains and do this, right? Spain, Italy, France, Switzerland, Germany, Denmark, Sweden, like Norway. I did that for 5 years, you guys. I lived out of a suitcase. I stopped and I lived in Amsterdam for almost a year. So that was very interesting. To live in Amsterdam, one of my favorite cities. Amsterdam, Copenhagen is one of my favorite cities. Prague is one of my favorite cities. France is like, France. England is like cool culturally, but not like amazing to look at. Germany's like, you know. Switzerland has beautiful landscape. Yeah, I've been all over. Italy is amazing. Greece is amazing. Thank you, guys. Does Paris have the best metro? No, I didn't like the metro, to be honest. Metro's pain in the butt. That's a confusing system they have. Because normally they'll tell you, like, the front of the train, the destination. I don't know. I don't think Paris is a wonderful city. I just don't. Like, because I've been all over, and I've lived all over. I think Paris is great. It's not my favorite city. It's not. Prague? Paris. Prague. Like, bar none. Like, Prague is like, what's up? Barcelona? Paris. Prague? Praha? Paris. Prague. All day. All day. All day, every day. Like, it's amazing. And the west coast of France, when you go down to Lacanau, that's also very beautiful. Holland, Belgium, Antwerpen, Brussels, but I've never been to Prague. Yeah, go to Prague, right? And you will literally, how many languages? I can speak Swedish, and I just know bits and pieces of the other languages. Like, I know bits and pieces of German, but I get confused because German and Swedish can be similar as far as like some of the words, not the pronunciation. Right? Because they say, Germans say arbeiten or something, and Swedish say arbete, which means to work. Ska arbeta. How about Dutch? Bakkebaden. Narcodarkels. I don't remember Dutch. People's English in Holland and Amsterdam was just impeccable. Really hard to learn Dutch because of the sound. Swedish, because I lived there for so long, I had to learn it. So it took me 3 years to start to say, like, people would say, ska vi gå och äta hamburgare? And I was like, hamburgare? Hamburgare. A hamburger. Or to say the number 7, 7. Can you guys say 7? 77? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I love Danish. Danish is one of my favorite languages, even though people, Swedish, think they sound like they've got a hot potato in the throat, so they say like, faringoda. Anyway, I'm just rambling, you guys. I've never been to Japan, so that's Japan, Tokyo, and some of the countryside of Japan. Oh, you're Japanese. I didn't know that, MKKG. Are you in Japan? So I had to be tortured and watch my friend go to Tokyo. She just got back 2 days ago. So I want to go to Japan, and I want to go to India, and I want to go to New Zealand. And I don't know which place I want to go first. Been to Africa 4 times, been to Asia, been to South America, been to Cuba, been to Brazil. I'm in Oakland. Okay. Oh, you're in Oakland. Okay. Well, cool that you're Japanese. Thank you, JDG. This millennial called me stupid the other day in his live stream. I was like, no, bro, just called me stupid. I was like, I guess I'm stupid. But I've been around 10 years, bruh. Anyway, thanks, guys, for joining the broadcast. I've almost gone 2 hours. How do I do this? I'm like, I'm going to do an hour today. Need to visit Thailand. Been to Thailand. Thailand and Cambodia. I've been to China, Thailand, Cambodia, and Bali as far as the Asian countries. I think I showed you guys a video of one of these Balinese guys. Like, I don't understand how Stephanie is American. She looks Balinese. Real Compton City G. Cause you're not a real Compton. Albert, you need to hush, bruh. Okay? Cause we live down the street from the Watts Towers, bruh. Okay? How old are you, bruh? Child. No, Compton all the way, yo. Live down the street from Watts in 67, bro. Where were you living? Okay, in 67. Oh. How old are you? I'm 51. Good night, girl. Thanks for your wise advice. Thank you. Well, guys, it's looking like it's that time. All right, yeah, Albert, you need to hush, bruh, because I was like born in not Orange County, but LA County, freaking Watts Tower, Compton all the way, bruh. Don't even start with that. No, my brother. You look younger, what? Yes, of course. This is 51. Good night, Deborah. Thank you for being my troll slayer and moderator. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you, Ice Jones. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, James. Good night, everyone. Thank you for joining my broadcast. I just gotta stop talking about keto for a second. I feel like I'm gonna itch and explode. Let me talk about something else. Unfortunately, I'm being very narcissistic to do stories and pictures, but I just want to see that you guys realize I'm a real person. Let me see. Leaving Universal Studios on 405. Back to the hotel, Disneyland. Are you in LA? Yes. Another town staff. Ask drivers. The drivers are horrible in LA. You're inside the Seattle area. Yes, I live in LA. Yes, I know Universal Studios. Yes, honey. Yes. The traffic is free. People are like, the traffic is so bad where I live. I was like, no, child. You need to get on the 405, okay? On the 101. It is messed up. Okay, thanks, guys. Night from cold Idaho. I went to Idaho when I was a kid years ago. Drove through the States a couple times. I've driven back and forth 5 times. You guys, I need to take a trip. I'm freaking out. I need to get out of the States, soon. Okay? I think next stop's going to be New Zealand. Night, guys. I'm going to hike a mountain in Colorado. Oh, I got to go to Colorado. Oh, it's so beautiful in Colorado. And I want to go to Alaska, too. I need to travel. I need to get out of here. All these dang sirens. Good night from Tallahassee, Florida. Good night, guys. Good night. Guys, energy. See, now I can be a ditzy black girl. Oh my god, it's fabulous. My phone can't focus. Sorry. Oh, golden kiwi fruits, which I haven't had for years. Good night. Good night. Good night, Tamika and Nurse Brandy. Night. Going to Mexico. So I traveled through Mexico for a month by bus, all over. It was amazing. Mexico is amazing. You guys don't even know like how beautiful it is in Mexico. It's amazing. Mexico City, West Coast, East Coast, all the way through. Pyramids there. You're 52. You're very inspirational. Thank you, JDG. Thank you. Good night. You're welcome. Canada. Okay, guys. And I'm out. Peace. Till next time. Bye.